Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Quench Life podcast. I'm super excited to have with me today Sarah Lapsey Martin, who is not only a member here at Quench, but she is a local real estate agent. Welcome, Sarah. Thank you for coming on to the podcast today.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been a minute since I've been on a podcast, so I'm excited about this.
Well, we're hoping we can bring you right back into
Yes,
the
right?
podcast business today.
I look
so why
legit with my microphone, so at least I've
it
got that.
does look legit. I know that is nice. What does it say on the front of it? Oh, is it just a brand or
It's a
is it your
blue,
name?
yeah. It's
I feel
nice.
like
You need a
I
pink
love
one.
it. I do need a pink one. So why don't you tell me just a little bit of your life, how you got started in real estate and just kind of all the goss on you?
Yeah. So I'm from Massachusetts originally. I was a summer girl my whole life. We had a summer house in Harwich. And when I was in college, my parents moved full time to the Cape. So I, went to college and I came back here for the summers. I got my real estate license actually back in 2006, a long time ago, because my parents were realtors. So I kind of started helping them. Um, and I turned 25 and I said, okay, if I really want to stay on the Cape and build this career, I need to first leave and get out of here to be able to really just like have a change, get out of Massachusetts. And I moved to Colorado. And so I started working for my friends that had a startup music website company. And so I moved to Colorado and I actually met my husband, Marty, out in Colorado, who's from Canton, Mass. So we're both Massachusetts people. I meet him all the way out in Colorado. And we spent 5 years out there together, loved it, but missed the ocean, missed my family. And so after 5 years, we decided, let's come back here. And we wanted to start the real estate business together. So he went and got his license. And we actually worked at the same company that my parents worked at, different teams, because we kind of just wanted to show that we can do this alongside them. And God, now it's been 13 years that we've been a
Oh, wow.
realtor team. It's just crazy when you think about it. Like, wow.
Yeah, time
Yeah,
flies.
it really
What part
does.
of Colorado were you guys in? I love
So
Colorado.
I was in Denver, but Marty was out there like after college as a ski bum. So he did, Boulder, Dillon, ski country.
Yeah,
It's beautiful out there.
it
It
is
really is.
beautiful. People
Yeah,
go visit because it's beautiful there.
exactly.
So you guys have been doing real estate for 13 years. What is like the favorite thing that you have about being in real estate or top three things that you love
Yeah,
about being a real estate agent?
every day is something different. So it's not, I could wake up and have an open calendar and then before you know it, I'm jam packed. So it's always something different. We do have some flexibility, which I like in our schedule. But the main thing is just helping people, right? So we're not trying to sell something. We're not selling someone a house. They have to come to us and want to buy a house, and then we help them through the process. And I think the most fun is first-time home buyers because that's
Yeah.
just so exciting, and you get to really teach them along the way, and it's a huge learning process for everyone. And then we help everyone though, because we help people that buy second homes, or we help lots of older people here on the Cape are downsizing, maybe then moving into condos. So there's so many different people here on the Cape. But I think first-time home buyers would be my most
Your
exciting to help.
favorite, yes. So tell us about you because you have so many things going
Yeah.
on. You kicked off, was it last year? Your coastal lifestyle television. So
Yeah.
just tell me what that is and why you started it or created it.
Yeah. So I'm the host of a TV show called Coastal Lifestyle TV. It was on this season, we did 10 episodes. Last year was our, first season, we did 5 episodes. My friend Eric runs Cape Cod and the Islands magazine. And we have been friends for a while. And he said, hey, I really want to start a TV show kind of from the pages of the magazine. So he reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be the host, which was very exciting. I'd never been a TV host. I will say, I guess previously I have done other things. So a friend of mine, Katie Clancy, she's another real estate agent. We came together years ago and started a podcast or a YouTube series called What's Good Cape Cod. And we would feature a person, a place, and a thing. And that's something that really got me out of my shell to be able to, be on things like this. Because as you know, it's hard at first to be on camera and watch yourself and see
Sure.
yourself. And that was really fun because we were doing it as 2 real estate agents from different companies to showing that we can all work together. We're not, just because we're
Right.
realtors at different companies, we're not enemies. We all love working together. And so it was a really fun collaboration that we got to do. And then my husband and I did another show called American Dream. And that was really strictly real estate agents, and it was kind of like 5-minute segments. So we did that. We only did 3 rounds of that because then the Coastal Lifestyle TV came up.
Yep.
And my husband wasn't really a huge fan of being on TV. So it was kind of I was like, let's do this together. It will be fun.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
No.
And so the Coastal Lifestyle TV has been So fun the last 2 seasons. We feature, restaurants, makers, local nonprofits. There's so many places on the Cape that even someone that's lived here for so long that we're all still exploring these things, and it's so
Mm,
fun to show them to viewers for them to learn about it too.
yeah. So it's a branch off of what magazine you said?
So Cape Cod and the Islands magazine.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's been around for
That's been around for
eons.
about 5 or so years, I guess. It's
Okay.
an excellent magazine, and then we are planning a season 3 of the show. Some changes, some exciting things will be coming, so you'll have to stay tuned. Nothing I can talk about yet, but we are planning a season 3, and it will be fun. So we're looking forward to that.
And you guys got to explore so many cool places.
Yeah, and just meeting so many cool local people. That's the other thing, and the stories behind all of these businesses. It's what really makes the Cape so special.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
disagree. Is there one that stands out versus the other? Or is that a loaded question? It's
I
hard
feel
to
like
narrow it down.
there's so many that were, like, amazing. I think last season, one of my favorites was Wild Care, which is out it's they collect animals that need help, right? And so we got to go there and see, like, they were feeding little chipmunks and little mice
Uh,
that needed to be fed by these, like, teeny little bottles, and they usually don't let people in there, so that was, like, a really just cool experience. Another awesome one we did last year was the Chatham Bars Inn farm to table dinner, which I had
mm,
never experienced that. And so just being able to be in that farm setting was very cool. So
yeah, that looks cool too.
yeah. And my last favorite one that we just had was Island Pickle. We just had on, which is the new indoor pickleball golf simulator in Mashpee. So that was a really cool one too. And we got to see it from before it was definitely under construction when we were there. And then we just went for the ribbon cutting last week, and it was really cool to see the
Yeah,
progression of it. Yeah.
everybody's been raving about the
Oh
food
yes.
there too.
Oh yes. Delicious food. Love it.
Direct me to food and drinks, and I'll be there.
Exactly. Yes. Same.
So, what's been your favorite thing about being a host? I think that's a fun experience and life
Yes.
thing.
It
Has
is.
there been something that has stuck out to you in that?
I think, like I said, just really exploring these places that, like, I had never been. So I'm trying to think of, like, in Sandwich, I had never been to the Belfry Inn and Bistro. I had never heard the story about there. They also have a restaurant called The Seal. That's just in Sandwich, just really around the corner, places that
Yeah.
I had never been. We always joke because we brought our camera guy out to the fish pier in Chatham, and we saw the seals and everything, and he had never been there. And I'm like, how have you never been here? So we all have these jokes of, how have you never been to that
Yeah.
place?
I've never been
Really?
there in
Yeah.
Chatham.
What?
Never ever.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It's so,
Born and
especially with,
raised.
what? Especially with kids, it's a fun, free thing. You got to do it this summer. Okay. You get
I
to
will.
go and see the fishermen come in, and then the
Okay.
seals are all there because they want to eat the fish. It's
Okay.
so much fun. And then you can walk around the shop and eat after that.
Yeah. It's probably because it's too people-y. I'm like, I'm good.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
It
a
is
lot of
people-y
people in the
sometimes.
summer.
Feel
Totally
that.
true.
Yep.
So, can you talk about anything that's coming up on the new season, or is it completely top secret?
We don't have any places booked, but it might be changing to exploring places not just on the Cape. So
Mm,
so we'll see.
yeah, that could be
Yeah.
fun. And
Yep.
how does one watch?
So the show that aired last that we had on, it was on Channel 38. It was on after the Phantom Gourmet. I think with the new, it will be on a new channel. So we'll have to
Gotcha.
announce
We'll
that.
just have to stay tuned.
Yeah, it was on Saturdays at 12:30 after the Phantom Gourmet, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, you're popular. We should
Yeah,
all get
thanks.
your autograph. So I know, let's see, you started working at the gym a few months
Yes,
ago, which is crazy. It's gone by so fast. I think
I know.
last February,
Yeah, crazy.
March, you started.
Yep.
So what has that experience been like for you
Yes.
from, things that you've done in the past?
So I am so happy I joined the gym. I was just there this morning. I looked a lot different. I
Yes,
didn't have any makeup on or anything.
I looked the same.
Right. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
So I had gone to a gym, years ago, and then I had my daughter, and I felt that it was harder to get out of the house and go to the gym, right?
Mm,
And so I started doing some beach body workouts, and I had done them for like maybe 2 or 3 years, and in the middle of one, I hurt my knee. I tore my meniscus. I honestly think it was from doing the workouts probably not properly, thinking that I was doing them or pushing myself too hard, in my living room.
mm.
And so that, definitely got me working out. But then when I met you and I was like, okay, let's just try the 6 week trial. I thought I was like, okay, I'm either going to love it or I just go back to my living room, right? No big deal. I didn't, nothing to lose. So I got the 6 week membership and I absolutely fell in love with it for many different reasons. One of them is that with the small group personal training, if I'm doing a move wrong, someone's like, hey, why don't you adjust just a little bit here, just a little bit there, especially for not getting hurt reasons. Whereas in my living room, I just think that I'm doing them perfectly. And, like I said, I did get this injury.
Yeah.
And so that's the first part is just having someone there that can show me how to actually do the moves correctly. And
Mm.
the second is just the community there. So I usually am a person that when I go to the gym, I used to just like to do my stuff, not really talk to anyone and like get out of there, right? This is a totally different atmosphere. And for people that don't know, I do the small group training. So maybe 4 to 6 people in these small groups, and we go through 5 different exercises a few times. And just having the camaraderie in the group and chatting with all these, it's women's only. So that's another positive thing.
Positive.
You're not as self-conscious. You're just like, okay, I don't know what to do. And this lady doesn't know what to do either. These trainers are going to teach us, right?
Right.
So I think that, and also just when I'm in my living room, if I decide, hey, I don't want to do this today, I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to do it. At the gym, I'm like signing up on the app. I'm like, okay, I signed up. It's on the calendar. Get your bum outside, and it's close. I love that it's not too far for me. Get in the car and just get out there and do it. So I think those are like the most, positive things of why I really liked it. And after the 6 weeks, I was like, okay, sign me up. Where do I sign?
Yep. Now you can't get rid of us,
Yeah,
whether you like
exactly.
it or not.
Right. No, but it's amazing, and everyone that works there, it's such a positive environment. I love all the trainers, and yeah, it's just and the exercises are great, and I feel like I'm getting such a great workout. And then there's other classes as well, spin and stretch and things that people can add on and treadmills and whatnot. But I really love it. I really do.
Yeah. And you've gotten so strong over the last few
Yes,
months. So I think
yes,
that's even more exciting.
yes,
So I want to circle back to talking about first-time homebuyers. Can you give
yes.
us a couple tips on how we should be going about buying our first house and
Yeah.
with everything going on in the world of real estate? Because I feel like buying on the Cape too right now is so
Yeah.
expensive.
It's definitely can be hard, and I would say the first step to do is a lot of people reach out to realtors first, which is great because then we can then direct them to other places. But really, you want to talk to a mortgage lender first. So whether that's your local bank where you bank or a local mortgage company or wherever you want, that's really the first conversation because they'll be able to look at your finances, look at your credit, and say, okay, this is how much money you can spend on a house, or they can set you up with a plan and say, you need to do X, Y, and Z to improve your credit over the next year or so. So
Hmm.
having a great lender or mortgage lender in your corner, that's what you really need. And real estate agents are happy to recommend if they need it. And
Right.
then the second step is talking to realtors. And you really want to make sure that you click and you like your realtor because you're going to be working with this person. It could be a few months, it could be a few years. It kind of depends on your situation, but you want to make sure you have someone that you can trust and that you like and that you can get along with. For me, I know it's really important is communication. So if
Mm.
someone is calling, texting, email me, I want to get back to them quickly because it's usually important, right? So that's something
Yeah.
that bothers me is when I reach out to someone and they don't get back to me right away. So, that's just like a customer service situation, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
So picking the right realtor, I think helps. And then being patient. Being patient is definitely in these kind of markets, watching the market and going and looking at a lot of different houses. Maybe that's just starting to go to open houses and like check out like, okay, I love this style home or I love this neighborhood and really narrowing it down to what you're looking for. Um, and being patient out there.
Yeah.
The market's
What
getting a
are
little better for buyers. So
it is it?
it's treading in
Hopefully.
that direction. Yeah, the rates are going down a little, we hope. And
Yeah. That's
yeah.
good. So what are some common mistakes that we make when we talk about buying houses? Is there things that even like first-time homeowners or just
Yeah.
in general, they're
Well, I
like
think
common.
when people are looking for homes, like one thing is it's like, don't go out and buy, brand new furniture or a car, like any big purchases, because that puts a big ding on your credit. And that's something a mortgage lender will tell you. But if you're in the process of buying a house, don't start buying big purchases because that can really ruin the whole sale,
Situation.
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a big one. I think that, making sure that you find the house that you really love and don't just be like, okay, this one's fine. We're going to put an offer and go through these things, and then have regret. You want to make sure that you love this house. You're going to love it for years. And that's sometimes something that not everyone thinks of, I think, which seems a little silly, but you really want to love the house.
Yeah. Especially when you're thinking about like how much time or what span of years you're going to be spending in the house. You want to make sure you love it.
Exactly. Yeah,
Do
and
you
then, do you have enough money? Like, if your mortgage lender says, you can spend X amount of dollars, if you spend that top number and you have to put, some money in, let's say you want to renovate a kitchen, you want to make sure that you're going to have enough money for those renovations, that you're not at your max, we'll say house poor, right? At your max
right?
number, and then you can't afford the things that, what if you need a roof in a few years? You want to make sure that you can budget for the necessary updates in the house.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what if I was thinking about moving and I
Yep.
wasn't sure where I wanted to move? I've
Yep.
lived in East Sandwich for 20 years.
Wow.
Great area. I love it.
Yep.
But, do you have tips on if I wanted to branch out and get crazy, how
Yeah.
I should be, kind of shopping around all the different towns,
Yeah.
in the Cape? Or like, I don't even know, I guess, what I would be looking for because now that my daughter's grown, I don't need schools or anything. So, like, what would be your like tips and tricks for that?
So, yeah, I think that would depend. Like, so if it was someone that had school age kids, you'd want to first start thinking about, okay, what schools you're looking. Maybe someone that doesn't, what is important to you? So, like, is it being close to work? Is it being close to a beach? Is it being close to a family member in a certain town? Is it being close to the bridge to be able to, access Boston or something like that? So that's what the conversation we'd have is what's important for you. Maybe someone's thinking about, okay, we're going to downsize from this large house and then have a condo. And there's different things about condos that people want to make sure they look at, how much is the condo fee a month? What certain things are covered? So I would say each person, it really would depend on what is important to them.
It's a
Yeah.
good question. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
thought that would be the answer.
Yeah.
It is just that simple.
Yeah.
What do
You
you
know,
want?
yeah. And every town is so different, as you know.
Yeah.
So every town is so different, and they have their own little villages and their own, personality. So it's what fits best with you, I think.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
that's it. Do you have, like, a favorite town that you love going to shop around for houses in because of, like, quirkiness or anything?
I love a lot of I like looking at antique houses just because they're fun, and I kinda grew up with my parents always loving antiques, and I would be at Brimfield Fair as, like, a child, and everything was antiques as kids, so I love the old captain's homes on Route 6A. They're
Yeah,
just always something, you're like, "What's the basement gonna look like in this one?" Or "What's behind that wallpaper?" There's always, something fun and just the history of them. So I think that's my most favorite to look at just because they're
yeah,
all so unique. You never know what you're
yeah.
gonna find.
What are they covering with that wallpaper?
Exactly. Or even like like houses, like the old, like, phone. Like, I don't have a house phone, right? And so my
Oh,
daughter went into a house the other day and she saw a phone on the wall and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh my God, you don't even know what a house phone is." Like, or the pencil sharpeners that you see in all the basements, like silly things that you
yeah,
forget about.
yeah, and it's true, they
Yeah.
haven't seen any of it, so why
No,
would they
right?
know? I
Laundry
love that.
chutes. I saw a great laundry chute the other day that,
Yeah,
you could actually throw your clothes in and would go to the
and
basement. Yeah. Fun
that's
things.
nice. That must have been older, though, not
Yes,
new.
for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I was like, I would love that.
So why don't you just tell everybody, how they can find you? So the Coastal Lifestyle Television, that's coming back in the
Yep.
summer, you said?
Could be the spring, so stay tuned.
Spring? Okay, so that's only a couple of weeks away.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
And
yeah, let's
then
get
if
ready
we
to
wanted
snow.
if we wanted to reach out to you for real estate help or for
Yep.
information, how would we do that?
Awesome. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Cape Cod Properties. And then the TV show is Coastal Lifestyle TV. That's on Instagram and Facebook. My website is www.lapsleymartinteam.com. I work at Greer Real Estate right in Barnstable Village and Osterville Village. And you can check me out there. Yeah, I would love for you to watch the show and follow along if you have any real estate questions or questions about the gym and why I love it and why you should join.
I'll give her $20 later.
Yeah, a free shake. I'll take a
There.
protein shake. The best protein shakes too. That's why I really go there.
Yeah, she's addicted to the shakes.
I am. I am. Could be
Well, I
worse,
really
right?
yes, it's true. There could be worse things. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. Well, I
Yep.
appreciate you coming on to the podcast today, and we will see you next time at the gym.
Thanks so much.